My Gavan and Melanine, and well met indeed. I am Arakir Galajerthan, the head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as the Kingdom of Rhûn. We're not a kingdom, are we? We're a Khanate. A Loke Khanate. Now, just first thing to clear up, as it's totally fresh and I've been asked again, My Gavan and Melanine means well met, my friends, in Sindarin. And My Gavanen means well met, quite literally. And Melun means friends my, in literal English, but translates to my friends. Do note that Neen has an acute, I can never remember, an accent that points to the right over the I, because without the accent it becomes Nin, and Melunin means me friend. So, depending on the accent or the not accents, it's my or me, which is obviously a big distinction. Right, we are playing as Rhûn, but I'm briefly just going to talk about Gondor. Yesterday's episode was meant to be the last episode.
I'm honored to serve.
However, upon playing it and realising that other than Rhûn, we basically could just defeat Khand and call it a day, and additionally, given that in this campaign we're not actually that likely to fight against Khand, I thought that it would be better to press on against Khand. This is twofold. Number one, because I am really enjoying the campaign and we've not actually seen that many of our really elite units in proper armour. And so I'd like to spend a bit of time with them. And number two, I really feel like we owe Khand, we owe them a battle. We need to get out onto the field and crush the buggers. Because Khand were the only nation that really beat me at any point. Obviously the only battle in the campaign really where we lost, where they quite decisively ruined my army with their horse archers. So I feel like we are owed a victory from them. We have a debt. We have not a debt. We have hit the table. Sorry. We have a vengeance. We are out for vengeance. That's what we need. I wish to crush them utterly and totally for what they did to our armies. And also, they've only got about 5 regions. We could take some more rebel regions in the middle, and it will allow us just to show off Gondor a little bit more. And I'd quite like to just space Rhûn and Bree out a little bit further. And also because I really came around to the idea of updating the build to as up-to-date a point as it can be, so that when the Bree campaign kicks off, it will have even more things than the Rhûn campaign currently has. Now, you might not see these things, because they might be for other factions, which is entirely plausible. But just the mere fact of adding them, of potentially having some even more new things that aren't in this Rhûn one, but that will be in the Bree one, is an opportunity I don't want to pass up.
How may I serve?
So that is why I would like to go on a bit further with Gondor. Additionally, I totally forgot to cheat Osgiliath up in size so that you can all see what Osgiliath used to look like in the older version. So there's that as well. And I just think it would be better to defeat Khand as well, just because it's a nation you, as I say, you won't see again. Because if I do turn evil as Rhûn, we're more likely to just fight Mordor. But I probably won't turn evil up until the point that we've at least secured ourselves. Because as you all just saw a moment ago, coming down from the shadows of the north is a large dwarven army. And we need to kill it. Need to kill it.
Yes, noble master.
But we're in a healthy position now, very healthy position indeed. Some of the bits and bobs I was talking about in relation to modding last time about reducing settlements of Rhûn and whatnot, and have been discussed in our beta testing group on Total War Center. So ideas are getting thrown around. But we are at another end turn. We're hoping to crush Dorwinion with very much a hammer and anvil here, with our faction leader with our largest army positioned right there. And Kabisar coming up with cavalry from the west whilst we hold in the east. Now the dwarves have actually, as much as you might think the dwarves are here to save Dorwinion, they are, just as much as they are saving them, they are also killing them. Because Dorwinion has nowhere to run from Rhûn. But Vinelord Swain is here, the faction heir of Dorwinion. And he brings with him Skip, which is an interesting name. And a couple of units of Thorn, but mostly trash. No, it's mostly Thorn. It's mostly Thorn. I'm reading that wrong. Vidikind is also bringing Thorn units apart from some trash riders. But all of this, they're going to all die. Our army on this bridge now is quite strong. And we will have a very, very easy victory. One would hope, anyway. So next week there will be more Gondor episodes. I anticipate maybe 2 more weeks of Gondor, which is, what's that, 4 more episodes, I would imagine. And then we will be at a closing point, which is good. So mid-July sometime, we will be off with Bree. Giving it enough time, enough of a pause between Rhûn and Bree. Good lord, we've got a lot of archers. But let's have a look at our Balcoth spearmen, courtesy of Hummingbird. They look pretty sweet. There they are. How do they compare to our trash, I hear you ask? They compare to our trash as follows. Attack is 4, their charge is 3, but their total defense is 13, of which 3 is armor, 6 is defense skill, that's not that great, and 4 is shield. The reason I say that's not that great, of course, if you've seen any of my faction overviews, is because a high defense skill is totally negated if you're shot with arrows. Defense skill only applies when the unit is in melee. It doesn't matter whether this unit has attacked or is the defender, the defense skill only applies in melee. Likewise, the shield skill only applies if the unit is attacked from the front or from its left. There's another thing you might not know. So if a unit is attacked in the back or from its right, i.e. it only really applies when a unit is flanked, because obviously they turn to face their attacker when they are flanked. But in that initial flanking charge, they don't get a shield bonus, which is why it's always better to hit from this side. So if we were to shoot arrows at these guys, they would only have a 7 defense. But anyway, they are comparable with Daratai clansmen, who have a 4 attack, so will be a higher attack, worse charge, and almost half defense stat. So the Balcoth really do give you some solid early spearmen, whereas you've fought most of the time with these crappy, trashy clansmen. Although, as you will note, most of our army in this engagement is bloody Balcoth javelin men. Look how many we've got. Oh no, I've lied. Oh, he's Balcoth javelin men as well. That's interesting to note. Right, you gentlemen will be coming across the back there, firing over the top. You guys go sort of there-ish. No, that's not. That'll do, actually. That will do. No, the bulk of our army is bloody ranged. I'm going to have so much arrow fire going down here today. Crossbows. No, you're going to be in each other's way there. You guys go like that a bit. No, that's still not really that great. We need the crossbows to be in the best position, because crossbows suffer the most from being sort of out of position, if you will. Right, those units that we deem to be our best stand over there and wait, along with our Lok Khan. Now I think we're in positions.
The enemy show their cowardice. They bring in reinforcements.
Operations can begin. Build the column. Who are you in the back here? Oh, the tribesmen, yeah. How shall we have you guys go over there like that? So, Balcoth, come up behind. Balcoth, go up behind and go in that sort of corner over there. Archers are all fire at will. And everyone is running, please. Are they actually going to go where I told them to? They have a really annoying tendency when they are forming up on bridge battles to just not go where you tell them to go. It is so frustrating. Like, for example, straight away there. Our general, rather than move where I told him to move, he's gone a little bit further forward. Right, now, it was worked. This was such a good tactic. Whoever suggested this to me, I can't remember which one of you it was. It may have been someone even in Discord, I can't remember, but it really does work. And it leaves this corridor open for your archers to just shoot straight down the middle. The death toll here, to quote the gentleman whose name I never remember, but who I quote commonly, is going to be catastrophic. We must bow to their wishes. You must contact me. It's funny which lines and quotes from films stay in your mind. I don't know why that one does, but it's just always there, the forefront of my head. Right, anyway, drop as much as we can. Not too bothered about the reinforcements that they're bringing in, because they only were 4 units. It's this first army that we're worried about. Javelins getting shots. 25% of the enemy has died. No, don't stop firing. Don't stop firing. Come on, point blank. Point blank. Oh, that wasn't very good point blank, was it? Oh, they're lining up for you. Oh, that's just delightful.
Enemy are badly bloodied.
What are they doing?
Lost half their men.
Keep throwing your javelins anyway, lads. Don't stop just because the enemy is engaging us.
Our foe fights with horns made of clay. We are winning the battle.
Crossbows, new target. High paladins. Not the Thorn Guard. High paladins, yeah. Back off there, back off there. We might get away with just losing trash here, which would be really good. Look at the dead. The Dorwinian dead lie scattered about the remnants of what there was their battle column. Oh, there comes their other general. One of them's already crossed the bridge. It's going a bit more conventional now. We've lost our corridor, but we can't really risk them getting to our archers, because of course an archer is a phenomenal unit as long as it's at range. Look how good their crossbow looks though, with the dragon head. Come on, you can hear the whistling of the crossbows behind us. Oh dear, someone's broken through. Rukar! Oh, don't worry, we've got an anti-cavalry unit in the trees down there that I think I may have just forgotten about. Yes, I did. Well, that's wonderful. Isn't it just nice sometimes when the universe rewards your stupidity? Shoot those high paladins. I'll get it in a minute. There you go. Could the rest of you go up the hill? Sometimes this engine... Look at these guys as well. What is this? Attack them. Don't send one man at them. There you go. Oh, I'll show you in a moment how you can read most of these, because someone did ask that. They couldn't find anywhere what the effects of that are. And it is written. It's written as a trait on the character on the campaign map. So I'll show you how to read that once we've won this. We're probably going to need to move up our mainline troops here, aren't we? Our archers will soon be out of arrows and they will break through. In fact, our archers, some of them already are out of arrows. Yeah. Get the archers out. What's happening? Where are they all going down there for?
Only half the enemy force remains. We must pray they lose their will to fight.
What? Oh, they're organising a rout, aren't
The
they?
enemy flees before us like a herd of goats.
Yeah, so
Drive
do we have any
them from the
cavalry?
battle.
No. We're not going to catch them either, so now we just have to wait, I'm afraid. Until they officially... There we are.
Great victories are like
824
sweet nectar.
though.
Come, let us drink of the most rare and glorious fruit.
258 kills. Ah, crossbowman, well done. And the other crossbowman, 255. Oh, it really did work well. Well done, crossbowman. Crossbowman, very much the gunman of this game. See, look at that. Imrahil, totally omitted from the movies. Completely omitted from the movies, unless you count that snivelling blonde weasel who's like, "It is as the Lord Denethor predicted. Long has he foreseen this doom." I believe that gentleman is credited as being Imrahil, but I'll be damned if that actually is. There's no way that is Imrahil, and if they've called him as such, then it's an absolute vanity. Imrahil is categorically listed as being of a typical Amrothian. He is tall with dark hair and sea grey eyes, not short, blonde and annoying. But Imrahil is amazing in the books. He takes over the stewardship for some time. He's like the first to really welcome Aragorn as king undisputedly. Not only does he save Faramir along with Gandalf at the initial charge out, but he also sallies the defenders out of Minas Tirith in the main battle itself. And he brings more troops to the Battle of Minas Tirith for the forces of Gondor than any other fiefdom. If Lord of the Rings was real, people would be writing books about how Dol Amroth saved the kingdom. Especially with what you can write things about in history, there would almost certainly be a book entitled The Amrothian Saviours of Gondor. I kid you not. Oh, what a fascinating name. Edwardine. Edwardine gets 2 units of Eastling defenders, annoyingly. Have we got any archers? No, and we're all cav. Oh, you're archers, but that's it. Oh, you two are as well. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We'll make them attack us. Cavalry are useless in city battles. Absolutely useless. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't make noises like that because it comes weirdly through the microphone, doesn't it? That is the new blockaded port model. And one of the silent advantages of it that you will pay little factor in your campaigns is that it is far easier for the game to generate. And so it makes panning around a campaign map a little easier, and it reduces the load that the game takes, which does have a benefit if you are not using large address aware, which we are not allowed to talk about on Total War Center, but we can talk about to our heart's content here on YouTube. I can't imagine a single gaming company would ever ban large address aware from being used. The games were made at a time when the computers just weren't this advanced. Which is actually a problem you frequently get nowadays with people clinging to old methods of doing things. Such as, like, I don't know, writing out things rather than using an electronic form. So rather than using a form that you can download online, fill in all the boxes, simple as pie, people like print off like 80 pages, go through by hand, entering da-da-da-da-da, when doing it on the computer would save them a mountains of time. And it's all because of just changes. People just don't like change. I would suggest. Oh, hello. Captain Harkin has arrived with a force that we didn't really expect. What are you bringing, Harkin? I think we might be able to win this. We're going to win this with typical cavalry tactics.
We attack!
That looks like it could be Amun Sul, doesn't it? Interesting, the cavalry running around the base, though.
Smiles on our foes for the moment. Pray we can seduce fortune back to our side.
I pray that indeed as well, narrator. We should give him a name, really, shouldn't we? Excuse me, sorry. Oh, we've got 2 of our proper bodyguards. Oh, and a unit I just forgot about.
The enemy
oh, they're coming in from behind us.
They bring in reinforcements.
Right, well, we'll easily be able to finish those off. Marauders, go over there. Unit of you, go there. Unit of you, go there. You and you come with this cavalry, who, for the time being, will move to that hill there. Right. Oh, absolutely cataclysmic, brutal slaying of those vineyard levies. Although it meant 75 of the buggers got away. That's a shame. And that's really annoying, actually, because 75 is enough for them to have not lost the town. Should have let them come through more. I didn't think that through very well. Anyway, we get way more kills on a charge, so pull everyone out. Marauders, you're not needed over there anymore. Come back to the main line. Who's this out front? Thornguard, of course it is. They have got some archers, interestingly. Cavalry, go over there so you can hit that. You guys come from that way, and Marauders come for the flank. Have you finished them off now? Yeah, there we are.
The enemy, they run like children. Scour them from the field.
Go and get involved. Who are these? Out of your lad. Oh, and they're turning. And the out of your lad punch deep. Our generals are moving in. You gentlemen. Oh, look, there are 9 tier, those dragon riders. Dear. Pull yourselves out. Oh, poor charge. They turned around at the wrong moment. Absolutely abysmal charge.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Alright, what are we hoping to achieve from all this? Get out over there. Who's that over there? Vineyard levies. What are they chasing down? Some more of our cavalry. Now you root them in place. Just as they get in the back. Look at that. Perfect. What are we on? 78 plays 33. 34. It's just those Thorn Guard. We've just got to find a way to deal with those Thorn Guard. But our archers can now take out their archers.
The battle appears to be running in our favor.
Which is already over.
With tidings such as these, does victory spring forth?
We need to use our generals here. They're going to be the best to punch into that Thorn Guard line. Or just get everyone back. They've gone in forwards. They're coming to the... Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Like
and it's over.
From the field.
You chase them down. Who's this over here? Oh, not enough. What are we on? 99. That will do. 99 losses. 1,405 kills. That's unbelievable. Although 325 of them were actually captured, so... Most kills go to 272 Loke Rim Bodyguard. Taking the bodyguards out, though. And it goes to 133 Marauders. Oh, well done. Marauders are a trash unit. So it's very interesting how powerful cavalry is in this game because, as I've just stated, Marauders are Khan's worst cavalry unit. They are arguably one of the game's worst cavalry units. They really are bad in terms of their stats. But by merely using them as cavalry, they're instantly bumped up a few notches. It's just fascinating how easy cavalry can be. Oh, balls. Pardon the profanity. The dwarves have arrived. Oh, Captain Farlin. Oh my good. Oh no. Oh no. The campaign's just turned again. Ever do we walk on the edge of a knife, and we have unfortunately fallen too hard one way. They bring superior dwarven siege with them. Now, not the ballistas, or the ballistae. They, well, I mean, they're still going to be really useful for them, but the bloody dwarven catapult is going to shred us. Perhaps if we could shut it down somehow. Not only that, but they've got a unit of kings. And they've got some axe throwers. There should at least be a chance to test that I can fix the axe throwers. Only one other unit of archers, though, so it's can we shut down their siege is going to decide this.
We shall all find
I should probably have saved it, really. But then the video would have only been 20-odd minutes long, which isn't... oh, 25-ish minutes long, sorry. So we're going to be slightly longer than my normal.
The winds of fate have turned against us. The foe seems to be winning the battle.
We haven't even started, and you're already telling me they're winning. I mean, grow some testicles, man. Although we can go with a bit more of a conventional archer setup this time. Oh, they're so going to hit us with their siege. It's going to be a massacre. The problem is, as well, is their siege is going to... Oh, you nomad cavalry. Oh, but it's totally dependent on if you can get across the bridge before they do, and you're never going to be able to get across that bridge before they do. There's just no hope in hell that you're going to do it. No, yeah, even if I tried charging down there, it just won't do anything with it. We just have to hope that they run across the bridge as fast as possible. You attack me, where are you going? Oh, don't tell me they're going to let their siege fire off before they cross the bridge. They bloody well are, aren't they? New plan. New plan, everyone. Ignore the bridge. Get the hell out of there now. That siege is just going to ruin us. There's no way we're going to be able to stop that dwarven siege. It's unbelievably good. So, one thing we have over the dwarves is speed. So we're just going to bugger off. And then when they cross the bridge, their siege will be in range of our cavalry. We can shut it down. We do lose the checkpoint nature of this battle, though. But I'm... This is all I can do. This is all I can do. We just have to hope. Do run, though. Don't give them even a moment. We have so many archers. I've built a 2 archer-heavy army, and we've got no real elites. I mean, no real good units for this tier, save for the crossbowmen. And we've got to put those in the front line, otherwise they're useless. But it's just that siege. If that bloody siege... Although, let's not beat around the bush here. This is still going to be a real slog. The dwarves massively outclass our Daratai clansmen. Although, when an opportunity like that presents itself, you don't say no, do you? King's crossbows. They're preparing. Oh, good charge, men. Good charge. Pull out. Giving the buggers something to think about. Do we want crossbows in the front? I don't actually think we do. I think this is probably a bad idea. I can't think of a better way to use the crossbows. Let's try running them over there instead. Pull those into the centre. Are they going for our cavalry? Hold on, where the bloody hell have they got... They've got Dale cavalry. Nomad, your superior cavalry. Get in there and shut them down before they do any real damage to us. Oh, balls. We're not even facing the right way. No, it's going to be a car. 203 we had. Oh, good lord. They killed a quarter of them. Come on, nomads. That's their cavalry out of commission, though. That's at least that. Their siege isn't even coming across the bridge. Ah. I am very concerned for our survival. Oh, the Dale cavalry is routing. That's interesting. Oh, they don't have a general, do they? Ah, of course. One glimmer of hope in our otherwise dire tale here today. What are we on? 14 plays 7. Come on, Margos. Lead well. Who's this? Oh, the bloody Dale cavalry came back into the game. Oh dear. When you really, really need it to go well, and the dwarves turn up with an army designed to defeat you. Remember what I was saying, was it in yesterday's video, about how the dwarves take cavalry charges really well because they have a high mass stat? Well, yeah, well, now we have that again. No, that was in the Rhûn video before this one, wasn't it? At least we'll be able to kill off those crossbow. What did the axe throwers do? Oh, they went straight in for the melee. And with the bloody cavalry. See, look at that. Look at that. That bodyguard unit, if those were humans and they had that small number, they would have just ploughed straight through them.
We must turn the wind of battle, or we will taste ashes instead of victory.
And in melee, they're just going to ruin us. Right, crossbowman, much more effective way of using you now is getting you in behind the enemy lines. There we are. That's the kind of crushing power I was expecting. Go for those dwarven miners. You guys come and get involved as well. As our right line, our right hand side is about to crumble. This corner over here. Our left hand side is about to get the cavalry support. What are you charging like weirdos for? Charge the idiots. Oh, and I didn't set you guys onto doing anything.
Only half the enemy force remains. We must pray they lose their will to fight.
Point blank into those miners. Oh, well done. Well done. Keep the crossbowmen safe. They are our greatest hope here. Littering the battlefield with dwarven dead. Bloody dwarves. Even without a general, they just don't flee. Oh, and the cavalry are back. Someone kill the cavalry for me. Here we are, charging to the back of some 4 axemen. Well done. Yeah, they'll flee. The bloody humans. Cowardly humans.
Behold our worthless foe.
Oh,
see
excellent.
how their general turns tail and flees like a whipped dog.
And they still haven't sent the siege across. Alright, there's some Stonefoot warriors over there who could do with the shooting people in the back of the head tactic. So let's go and get involved. Oh, I suppose we've actually still got our full roster of archers. I mean, they're still... Even a man in no clothes and a sword is still a man with a sword. They can still do something. Ah, those Dwarven warriors are fighting to the death. I think we've got it. I think we've got it. Don't get cocky though. Like doing a jumping puzzle in Guild Wars 2, which we do play quite often if you are around. The Discord channel can easily be joined by going to Steam, going to groups, searching groups for Brotherhood of the Swan. And then the Discord link is in the group's description. Where we play Guild Wars 2. It doesn't matter if you are American and I am European, which may well be the case for all the Americans listening. You can still play with Europeans, you just can't do any instances with them, which means you can't do dungeons together. Right, but anyway, enough of that. Why was I talking about Guild Wars? Ah, because don't get cocky. The #1 rule of a jumping puzzle, never get cocky. And what we can't do here is get cocky. Although these Stonefoots, they've come from miles, from the Red Mountains themselves, only to die at the hands of the runic lords. And interestingly, they have runes around the edge of their shield, which is pretty cool. My dwarven, and it's not dwarven per se, but my knowledge of Angerthas Moria, or Kirth runes, is very, very poor. Oh, they're running away. It's over. Alright then, everyone else, go and stand down there. Margot's actually, don't bother with it. We're going to just need to cross that bridge as fast as possible now. I'd love to use our archers, but obviously we're up against the dwarves' best archer units now. So it's going to have to be cavalry. Ignore the rest of those Stonefoots, however many survived. Oh, 1. How tired are you guys? Tired? Warmed up? Oh, good. Because you're going to have to do a gambit now. Oh my god, this is so not worth it. Hold on, did they attack us? No, that's boring, isn't it? I mean, I could just sit on the other side of this bridge and just wait it out. But... Go on, nomads. Just get across before the ballista fire. Yes, perfect. Well done. Well done. And they've immediately abandoned the siege, and it's over.
We are winning the battle.
Oh, that is very interesting. They have literally immediately began a rout, which then very quickly turned into an actual rout.
Scour them from the field.
Get it down to 99% and I'll be happy. We have shown the dwarves that tactics saved the day. I actually did something strategically sound. Somebody, write this down. Make note of this video. The day that I showed that I'm not a complete imbecile at this game.
They must curse the day they were born. Let all the poets write of this most wondrous triumph.
I think the episode should therefore be named Galu, Strategic Master. I think that has a ring to it. Khan Margos the Kind with 1,582 men, losing only 636 of his number, slew a superior dwarven force of 2,236, allowing 62 dwarves hobbled, mangled and lamed to return to the dwarven kingdoms with tales of the ferocity of Rhûn. Our goal is accomplished. And the overall winner, discounting the Lokrim, are the Nomad Horsemen, which you might have expected. They played a huge role in that battle. If we were to do a bit of post-analysis there, I think key factors in that battle: number one, pulling away from the bridge. Number two, the presence of cavalry in our army was unprecedented. Not unprecedented, that didn't really make sense. The presence of cavalry in our army was a huge contributive factor to our victory. Contributory. And of course, the fact that they had no general. If they had had a general, that would have been a very different outcome. 4,482 coins worth of dwarves have been captured. Do we release them, ransom them, or execute them? 4,400 is a nice pot of money. Oh. Sorry, dwarves, you're not worth it for your kingdom. You are dead. Victory! Huzzah, men. Huzz bloody zah. I didn't think we'd win that. I really did not think we'd win that. I thought that was going to be a categoric... Again, that doesn't make sense. I'm just pulling words out of thin air that don't really make sense here. I thought that would have been a big failure. And it wasn't. And we're rewarded with Elgar gaining a huge caravan stop bonus. I am told, many people keep assuming that I know this, and I'm afraid I don't know this. Apparently there is a way to see how much a building would potentially contribute to your income. And I didn't know that that was a thing. And even now, I couldn't tell you how it does it. Oh, there you go, it just grays it in. Oh, is that it? So it's just like the hidden... A grey one is a pending bonus. So there we go again. Adding a brothel would add 20 gold coins. Adding both together, 28. That just 24. Oh, that's very interesting. So even though that gives you a building income of 30, it will only actually increase the income of the town by 24. Fascinating. Anywho, I don't need anything there, and we'll round the episode out there with a wonderful victory at the end. Oh, just as we can get some Dragon Guard as well. Bloody marvellous. Use the money we've just gained to build another port. When you have completed anything particularly good that we can get from here, you could get a Great Hall, I suppose. Increasing our recruitment capacity from here, which is probably worth it. Yeah, go on, queue up a Great Hall. Kabusar, nothing to queue up. Strondost isn't building anything. How favourable are you? Oh, you're quite Melkori. Go with one of them. They're cheap and they give you income and units. But Monarchus has nothing to build. Oh, of course. Of course, of course. And Othelbed. Oh, Othelbed doesn't like us, does it? Somehow we can retrain marauders? Do we have a blacksmith here? Yes, a leatherworker. Ah, because they don't have any armour. Their armour is 2, in fact, so they do have some armour. Oh, I was going to show you how to see the thing. So Rukar has a special ability, and as you can see, it's called Special Ability. So his special ability is Serpent Elixir, and the effects are that it has a 75% probability to stun enemy units for 3 to 5 seconds. And your own troops then get 150% to their combat effectiveness. So your troops all basically become 1.5 times better for 60 seconds. And there is a 75% probability upon activation of each enemy unit to be stunned for 3 to 5 seconds. Now I will just briefly talk. A stunned unit will only work if the unit is not in melee. It will only stun units that are not engaged in melee. Note that. So every single unit has a 75% basically dice roll against them about whether they're going to be stunned. And if it's successful, they will just stop what they're doing, stand still for 3 to 5 seconds. If they are engaged in melee, it has no effect. Do note that. Right, so that will conclude. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. I am Arachegaldurthan, and as ever, I'm very gracious for your coming around. And until we speak again, dear friends, Navarna den Pedimad Melonin, and farewell.